Finally, guys, finally, it's all dry, it's looking good, and I couldn't be happier. So in this video we are going to be talking about the lessons that I learned while making this lampshade. So I want to share with you guys lessons, tips that I got. Definitely if you've already watched that video, you know that I really had a hard time. If you haven't, pause this video, go back to the previous video, and come back to this video after you watched the DIY lampshade. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. My name is Miriam and I do DIY, home decor, interior design, and fashion vlogs. So if that's something that you're interested in, you're looking into, or you want to learn more about, then consider hitting the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I post. I do post every Friday. Also, share this video, feel free to comment, like this video, and let's grow this channel. Let's grow together. I'm open to learning every day, so I hope you are too. Let me let you know what lessons I learned. So, tip number 1 is wheat flour works pretty well. You don't have to have corn flour, and corn flour is not something that I have in the house. Actually, I don't even know what to use it for. So use what you have. Wheat flour, it works, and it's pretty good. Tip number 2: have extra balloons. You guys saw what happened, so it's really good to have extra balloons. So I'd advise that you just buy a packet as opposed to buying one balloon or something, in case you accidentally burst your balloon or God knows what. Just have extra balloons and yeah, hope for the best. Tip number 3 is super office glue. Like the glue I used works pretty well. There are people who use white glue, and that's not something that I could easily find, and where I could find, they were a bit on the pricey side, because unless you buy like the really mini bottle, which I knew wouldn't work, so I just went with what I had. Office glue, simple basic office glue, but that one for some reason it's called super office glue, so maybe it's stronger than regular office glue, I don't know. So that works pretty well. I do know some people opt to use wood glue, probably the white wood glue. So I guess it's just upon us to just experiment, like what glue is gonna work. Yeah, as long as it does get the job done. The point is to stick the yarn together for it to be strong. So I guess the stronger the glue, the stronger your yarn lampshade will be, maybe, I don't know. Tip number 4 is mix everything in a larger bowl. Hey, you guys, I kept mixing and mixing, like in the small leftover yogurt cup that I had, and I think that was like pretty crazy on my end, because I think I may have tampered with the consistency, because you know, once you mix like in one big bowl, the consistency is gonna remain the same, so you're not gonna have probably that's one of the reasons why I got those white flakes that were pretty annoying. Maybe, I don't know, for real. I've never made this before, so I'm just assuming that probably that's one of the reasons why I got those white flakes. I did not have good consistency, because you see, every time I'm refilling that small cup, I'm not gonna be able to do the same thing I did the first time. So I guess just get one big mixing bowl and mix your all your ingredients, and then you have consistency. Yeah. Tip number 5 is, hey, I think this really helped, and that's applying Vaseline on the balloon before you start the project. It just helps, like, for the yarn not to stick on the balloon once it's dry. So I'm not too sure if, because I'm assuming if you're using petroleum jelly, that's Vaseline, probably you could also use cooking oil. I'm not sure, because I feel like cooking oil helps. I think when things get stuck together, you can also use cooking oil to like separate maybe 2 glasses together. I don't know. So I'm guessing cooking oil would work. I don't know. Maybe if you've ever used cooking oil or to make this project, just let me know. You can comment below and like tell the rest of us, like, so we can learn, yeah, because we're here to all learn. But I guess for some reason cooking oil would work, and sometimes maybe you've used cooking oil and you're probably the kind of person who doesn't want to recycle it. Maybe you can use that oil and do your project with that. I don't know. It's all entirely up to you. Personally, I used petroleum jelly, but probably when I make the next one, I can experiment and see like if cooking oil will work. Tip number 6 is, the project might have moved faster if I had placed the balloon next to me. If you guys have seen the video, you know I placed it on a surface, and probably that's one of the other reasons that I got the hiccup. The glue getting stuck on the surface, and of course when I lifted it up, and oops. So probably it's best to have it close to you, but of course you do need protective clothing, because you guys saw that project is pretty messy. So you definitely don't want to like stain your clothes. I'd advise, if you don't have an apron, you could use a garbage bag. Just pierce the bottom part so you can have your head get in, and probably now the sides to make armholes for your hands. Yeah, and just do the project. So just do better. do better than me. Tip number 7. Yes, tip number 7. You guys probably should just estimate how much yarn you need instead of using the whole roll, or go like placing the mixture as you go, like the process that I used. Probably just rolling and cutting out the amount you need, then putting all of that inside the mixture, and then now taking it around the balloon is probably gonna be faster. Also, I believe that could also help in really like making sure that the yarn completely absorbs the mixture, so that it's way strong. It's a lesson I learned, so passing it on to you. The other tip, number 8, is make sure you tighten the yarn. Like when you're wrapping around the balloon, make sure like you try your best to make it as tight as possible. Not too tight that you're applying too much pressure and boop, the balloon ends up bursting or anything, but just enough pressure for it to be as tight so the yarns work moving, intertwining, like it's really strong. So that's the same way once it's dry, that's how it's gonna come out. So just don't put too much strength. Yeah. Tip number 9 is be careful with how you let it dry. I think how I placed it, it made the balloon at the bottom like be a bit soft. So I don't know, probably it's how I placed it. I did not, with all honesty, place it inside a bowl for it to dry. So I think I placed too much pressure on it. So right at the brim of the yarn lampshade, it's not as strong as I would have wanted it to be. So probably just try and make sure that how you position it as it's drying really matters, because at the end of the day you can end up making it weak. So that whole lampshade is pretty strong, just apart from the brim of it, which a part of it is a bit weak. So I think it's how I placed it when I let it dry. Or alternatively, I probably didn't tighten it as much, so I'm not too sure which of the lessons between the two I made a mistake at. So comment down below. And then you can, tip number 10 is play around with your yarn. Be as creative as possible. You can choose to do that method of intertwining, or the other alternative is just take your yarn around and around the balloon. Actually, I think you can be able to play around with it if it's in sections, like you cut the amount you need and then you opt to, because I showed you guys like how you can join the two to say, let's say you have 2 strings, so how to join them, and you just intertwine and make sure it's tight. So once it dries, it will dry that way, intertwined and very strong and sturdy. So also, since you're cutting out the yarn, you can use different colors now. So you cut around with the same length. Just probably you can use your hand to estimate. Maybe you've taken it around 20 times and then cut your yarn. So every color, that's what you do, so that you have like a balance of colors. Or maybe there's a color you prefer to pop out more, so you can put more of that, maybe double. But this is actually a project you can have so much fun with and play around. And yeah, so guys, those are my 10 tips that I can give you guys, that are 10 lessons that I learned. And this is actually something that you guys can easily make at home, and also maybe make some money from it, because you can imagine if you make such a lampshade and just, let's say you have a corridor where you share with neighbors, or you have your own balcony or something where your neighbors can see what you've put. They might just want to have one, so charge them and make them one. So let's have fun. I was pretty amazed doing that. It was a learning curve for me, and I love it when I'm learning something new, when I'm trying out new things. Like it's pretty exciting. So I hope with you guys you really enjoyed that video. If you haven't watched it, guys, go back, watch the video, and let me know your thoughts, your suggestions, probably how you tackle that project. we are a community. Let's learn together. So I'm really excited, guys. I cannot wait for you guys to for us to pretty much grow. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, or you're a repeat, what can I call you? This is your second time or your third time watching this vlogs, please consider subscribing, consider sharing these videos, and let's grow together. I do appreciate you guys subscribing, commenting. Some of you are even following me on social media, which is pretty awesome. My handle is Malkia Roberts. Also, I do home decor stuff, where my handle is Maniwaki Home and Maniwaki. So you guys, let's grow together. I'm a fashion interior designer by profession, so I'm pretty open to giving you guys advice, and because we want to shine and live in a home that's pretty awesome, and also dress up looking good, and live our best lives, because you only have one life to live, right? So I'm gonna let you guys go. Until next Friday, lots of love. Bye. And peace. Also, make sure that you're staying safe in this difficult time we are all facing. You're keeping safe, you're taking the measures given by WHO. Let's all just stay safe, and hopefully we'll all get through this together. Lots of love again.